Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you do not know me, my name is Paula and I am the founder of Beautifully Made, and I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I know it's a very different setup. I'm actually at home and I'm in my prayer corner, and yeah, so I am not filming in my car as I normally would. But yeah, so here I am. And I know I have not uploaded in a while, so I apologize for that. But I want to thank you to all of my new subscribers. I'm not sure if I'm at 200 yet, but I'll go ahead and say thank you, Lord, and thank you to you all who have subscribed to my channel. It's so crazy because not crazy, but it's so interesting and amazing is the word I'm looking for, that my goal was to have 200 subscribers by my birthday, which is June 1st. And it is getting ready to be March 1st. And I believe I'm already at 200. If I'm not, I'm super close. The other day I looked and I was at about 194. So I'm just so thankful to all of you that have subscribed, all of you that follow me, all of you that comment and email me, and just are continually engaged. I just want to say thank you so much. You have no idea how much it means to me that you all follow me and you enjoy the videos that I put out. So that's really good. I'm super excited. So I just wanted to come on and give a life update and tell you guys what has been going on. I know that I was supposed to do a life update video, and I haven't, so I'm going to do that now. And if I keep looking over, I just want to make sure that, everything is framed up well and all of that good stuff. So, yeah, so like I said, I'm in my prayer corner, so you probably see like a whole bunch of like papers and different things like that. And yeah, so these are just different scriptures that I have, and different like prayer points and different things like that I have here in my prayer corner. And sometimes I'll pray and I'll just kind of sit in this corner, or like lay prostrate in this corner. And then sometimes I walk around my house. It's just kind of whatever, whatever I don't want to say feeling, but sometimes I do different things. But, I make sure that I spend intimate time with the Lord. And as much as I can give every day, that is what I strive to do. And I encourage you to do that as well. So anyway, this is like life update slash chit chat, kind of video. But anyway, so for those of you that do not know, I do live in a new apartment. I moved in this apartment July of last year. I know, right? It's almost a year, and I'm just now like releasing that. But anyway, I moved into this apartment in July of last year, and I just want to kind of make that my starting point. So that whole situation really just showed me how faithful God is and how his favor really works. And not to say I didn't see it, before that point, but I really saw it in this situation. So it was May of last year. Yeah, it was May of last year. And I had received my renewal letter from the apartment that I was staying at before. And, what they were raising my rent to, as you know, apartments, raise rent pretty much every time when it comes down, to your renewal. And so what they were raising my rent to, I just felt like, man, I just don't. I don't feel like this apartment is worth the amount of money that you're charging me for. So a few months before that, I started hanging out with a fellow YouTuber who has become a really good friend. I love her and her family so much. check out her channel, Natural Nirvana. She's awesome. And so anyway, so her and I started hanging out. And I remember the first time that I saw her apartment, and I was like, wow, you know, I like this or whatever. And so I wasn't, you know, thinking about necessarily moving anywhere. But I remember saying to God, like, oh, you know, I wouldn't mind moving. I do want a bigger space, but I never actually like went forward with it. So when it came time for my lease renewal, and I was just like, I don't understand how you can charge me that amount of money for this apartment. And I know that if I pay a little bit more, I can go somewhere that I really like. And so long story short, I took some time. I had my sis come with me, and she, you know, we went to the leasing office here in this complex. And I remember while we were kind of discussing things, I had seen the apartment. I knew which one I wanted, which floor plan and everything. And I remember calling my where I was staying at the time, and finding out that I had to make a decision like by the next day on whether or not I was staying there. And I had no idea. I was like, what do you mean the next day? I thought I had like a week. And she's like, no, you have to decide. And so I'm sitting there like, what is going on? So my sister encouraged me to, you know, fill out the application and just see what happens. And so we prayed, and I'm like, Lord, you know, if this is the door that you want me to go through, like, I just need your favor in this situation. And when I tell you, I did the application, and I knew what my credit score was prior to doing the application. And when I tell you guys that I got a call and I had no deposit, I had no deposit, and come to find out I was getting money off of like my first month's rent after realizing that I was actually going to be short that month because, you know, we're just moving expenses and different things. And so anyway, I know it probably sounds like a lot, but I'll just sum it up. I'll just sum it all up and say the favor of God is so real. It's so real. And there are times where I'm truly amazed that God would see fit to show me so much favor and to show me how faithful he is time and time and time again. And so moved into this apartment, and yeah, like before that, yeah, I think it was, yeah, in the previous apartment I was gifted like a bedroom set. Yeah, in that previous apartment, I was gifted a bedroom set. So I had furniture in that apartment, and, you know, I just kind of transferred everything over. And even now, the Lord is just still blessing me. And throughout this, time, I've just been getting closer with the Lord, becoming more active, in different ministries at church and different things like that. As you all know, I am an elder at my church. And just shout out, you know, if you're in the Atlanta area, check out Embassy International Worship Center. You can go to embassychurchatl.com. I have amazing pastors, amazing leaders, amazing family there. Yeah, there's just no word to sum up how much I love my church and how blessed I am that God planted me there and under that leadership. But we are located in Atlanta. And again, you can find our address at Embassy Church ATL. And our address is 325 Fulton Industrial Circle. So anyway, okay. So, yeah, so, you know, I can definitely say, you know, that these past, you know, few months have definitely come with trials. It's come with tribulations. It's come with times of just crying out to God and saying, okay, Lord, you know, what is my next step? And now I'm in this kind of transition, kind of season or transition stage of my life. And, you know, just really, seeking the Lord on, you know, what he wants, because I value I value living life for the Lord, like for real, you know, and I care about what he cares about. And so, you know, I don't make decisions, whether really small ones or really huge ones, you know, without kind of talking to God, you know, and just kind of, you know, making sure that I hear from him and that I walk through the door that aligns me with his perfect will. Because one thing for me is I don't, you know, I can settle for something that's good. But that's just it. I'm settling, you know, when I know that God's best exists, and that's in anything. And so one of the things that I've really been stressing that on is when it comes to relationships, you know, is God's best, God's best, God's best. I think I've said it numerous times, you know, on my channel in different videos, to wait on God's best. I know I'm kind of segueing into like a relationship thing, but you know, I really just want to encourage you all because I know it's hard. You know, we're kind of coming out of the holiday season at this point. You know, Christmas has come and New Year's has come and Valentine's Day has come. And so we're kind of coming out of the holiday type stuff where a lot of engagements were happening and baby announcements and stuff. But now we're going into wedding season. Okay. So, you know, there's something happening every season when it comes to relationships. You know, some seasons you have a bunch of weddings like the spring and the summer and the fall. And then you come into engagement season and babies being born and pregnancy announcements and all kinds of things. And it's always happening. It's always in your face, right? It's always something that is brought to your attention, whether you want it to be or not. But I just encourage you to wait on the Lord, like wait on God's best. Don't, just because something's in front of you doesn't mean that it came from God. Just because something's in front of you does not mean that it came from God. Just because something's in front of you does not mean that it's God's best. And so it could be a job opportunity. It could be, you know, a man or a woman. It could be a business opportunity, you know, a variety of things, but it doesn't make it God's best. And that's what you want to strive for, not just when it comes to tangible things, but you also want that. You want God's best just in life. You know, you want to be, you know, stable in your life, and you want to be in a place of wholeness and freedom and healed, and, you know, and so you want God's best, and that's what you strive for. And I promise you that the longer you stay in the presence of the Lord, you begin to learn so much about yourself while you're learning so much about him. And you realize that, wow, in spite of my imperfections, in spite of the fact that sometimes I'm just crazy, Lord, like, let's be real, I'm just crazy. In spite of all of that, you know, you still love me and you still call me beautiful and valuable and worthy. And, you know, I thank you for your faithfulness and I thank you for your love. And, you know, God wants that intimate time, you know. Intimacy strengthens a relationship. And I don't mean just like marriage. I'm talking about even platonic relationships. You know, when you're in a friendship with somebody, as you begin to, you know, be vulnerable and layers of you are exposed, and that other person begins to get to know you, and not just what's on the surface, but I'm talking about some of the deep stuff. It strengthens the relationship because you're building that trust. And so it's the same thing as we get into God's presence and we begin to peel back the layers of our heart, the things that, you know, we've never said to him out loud, the things that, you know, we've never even, you know, wanted to speak about. You know, the relationship with him strengthens because we begin to trust him with our vulnerability, and we realize, like, hey, God, you're not going to go spread my business. You're not going to judge me. You're not going to make me feel less than. Wow, that's amazing. So all in all, I know this was kind of a life update, kind of a chit chat, kind of all over the place, but all in all, I can encourage you by saying, stay in the presence of the Lord. Stay in the presence of God. Allow him to lead you in his perfect will. Don't settle for what you know is not God's best. And watch him, watch him prove to you how faithful he is. And God doesn't have to prove anything, but he will show you how faithful he is, how loving he is, how caring he is. Just when you may think, Lord, where are you? He'll show up. In those unexpected moments, he'll show up and he'll remind you, yeah, I've heard you. Yeah, I've seen you. I've been right there. And so anyway, I pray that you receive something from this video. I pray that it spoke to your heart. And if you know somebody who's in a transition season, just encourage them in this time to just trust God. I know we say that all the time, and I know it's like a broken record for so many people, but what that looks like is getting up every single day and speaking life over yourself, over your situation, over whatever it is, regardless of how you feel. It's laying down your feelings, your emotions, and saying, Lord, regardless of what comes at me today, I am going to live for you. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to praise you. And that's what it's going to be. Okay, so thank you guys so much again. I appreciate you. If you have not subscribed, please do. Please share this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.